Previously on this shit, sorry.
What just happened? Who was that lady?
Beetle, you were addressed as my love.
The spider exploded into a mass ichor of yellow demonic presence.
So that's what my wrists look like.
I've had quite enough deception for one day.
My parents have been kidnapped.
All right, where to?
We should go to that next town with the dancing people.
Hey
Whoa!
there, you
Are you
crazy
from
kids,
far
and
away?
Welcome back to the stars of Huzuz, brought to you by the Troubadours. Say, have you ever wanted to know a little bit more about all the awesome magic items the party comes across in the adventure? Well, now we have a special channel in our Discord just for that. Share your thoughts about how to use these magic items. Who knows, maybe our players might take your advice. They certainly could use all the help they can get. My name is Ben, the DM. Here we have our fabulous adventuring party.
I'm Emily Blair, and I play Sir Reginald Wellington III.
I'm Ashley Marie Robillard, and I'm also Selene Nightshade.
My name is Jessie, and I play Charla.
I'm Haas, and I play Beetle.
I am Philippe L'Esperance. I am playing Gilbert Heatherington.
I am Jacob O'Shea, and I play Billowby Fiddlefern.
My name is Tom Lynch, and I play Kailu Yingwye Gwestedir.
And without further ado, onward to adventure. Y'all are making your way in kind of like from the southeast of town and bumped into Yusuf and put your camels up around here. And then you come to this large plaza in the middle of the village with all of this sand in the very center of which there's a small platform. Yusuf will take you past all of that towards this large area over here. And you can see you pass by a couple of wells. There has to be a fresh water supply. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you approach what seems to be one of the main canvas structures in the encampment, just from out of behind a big barrel will leap onto an old crate this spry tabaxi or catfolk. Her fur is black and white, and her long hair is also black on one side and white on the other.
Ooh.
Tuxedos are a great cat.
Tuxedo.
Her green eyes sparkle with strength and a welcoming, confident energy. Hello there, travelers. And who might you be?
I immediately am just picturing half the cast of Our Flag Means Death.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm an NPC. A non-player character.
Hi,
my God.
it's lovely to meet you. My name is Selene.
And I'm Kai.
And then this is Reggie. We've got Beetle in the back.
Hi.
There's Charla. There's Gil.
And you probably know Yusuf.
And yeah, Yusuf. Yusuf was taking us to meet Nadia. We need to seek an audience with her.
How does Yusuf look? Is he shy? Does he know her? Or
Well done, Yusuf. He's pointing at her and saying, that's her. Nadia, look who I found. These are people from far away.
Well, that works out.
And she will give him a little tousle on his head, and she will come as you're introducing yourselves and shake each of your hands and say, yeah, name's Nadia Umfadela.
Nadia Umfidel.
It's lovely to meet you, acquaintance.
Lovely to make your acquaintance as well.
It's a pleasure. Welcome to our humble village of Raziz. What brings you here?
Well,
All right, well, buckle up.
a conversation.
Could we maybe go to a private area just to have this conversation with you? It's a bit of a sensitive subject.
Oh, yeah, sure. You want to come in my hut? I was just making some lunch.
Absolutely.
A meal and a conversation would be lovely.
We love lunch.
Thank you so much.
Sure, she will invite you into her shaded dwelling near one of these main buildings over here where she clearly lives. And yeah, indeed, there's a nice goat stew being cooked up inside.
Before we go, I just want to turn to Yusuf and take out of my bag a little number sheet and be like, hey, these are numbers. If you want to learn more about them, if we have time, maybe I can teach you some more. But for now, here's digits.
Whoa! Thank you so much!
Oh my
God. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for your help.
He'll jump up excitedly and then run back the way that he came.
I adore Yusuf.
Yeah, a goddamn treasure.
Come in, weary travelers. Tell me your tale.
So there's 6 points that you need to know about. Kai will explain those.
All right, you must be Kai.
Yes, I am. Prince Commander Kai Yingwye Gwestedir at your service. We all come from Huzuz, and we've been set out on a mission to search for missing persons. And we believe that since you are a curator of the said Ori of the Stars, of one of the pieces, we believe that one of these pieces is the key to finding these missing persons, as well as stopping a evil warlock.
Insofar as someone else has been trying to collect the pieces to use it for evil as well, so we're doing the sort of standard, trying to get them first sort of deal.
I see.
We are a bit out of our depth.
Say that again.
A bit.
It seems that the powers that be have vastly grown against us, betraying us left and right. Known allies or unknown allies, and it's just very confusing, and we just need answers, and we need allies.
Can Reggie roll an insight check against Nadia?
Yeah,
Or for Nadia?
sure.
Ooh, nat 20!
Woo!
Baby, you cannot lie.
Reggie, you've had a roller coaster of a day. You've had this feeling of amazing validation when you passed that Apple test, followed by a series of realizing that your brothers were keeping this great part of your potential from you all your life. In addition, one of your friends seems to be less honest than had previously seemed. So you're right to be rolling insight, as Shara Calican advised you all, right? So with a nat 20, that sense of comfort comes back to your heart, as you feel that this really is someone who cares about the well-being of the people here. She looks after this village to the best of her ability, is open to travelers such as yourselves, so you feel you can trust her.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the McDealies.
The McDealies?
What?
Are we?
Yeah, there were two of them. And that owl folk, that traveling scholarly type, she came here through these parts a couple of years back and trusted me with two of those McDealies.
Ah, Professor Zobeda.
Oh, Sharkalakan.
It was Zobby something.
Zobeda.
Oh,
Zobeda, that's right.
Yes.
Zibby Zabby.
Good.
I'm not good with names. Too many names in this universe, if you ask me.
I agree.
That's fair.
Hear, hear.
Truly.
You're a truth teller.
You say that again.
So you're after those things, is that right?
That is correct.
We're hoping to get ahead of the people who want to collect them for bad, to find the people who have been By the way, have you had anyone sort of disappear in a somnambulous manner lately, or...?
No, nothing like that around here. Things have been pretty normal.
Have you been made aware of what's happened at the Jamal Oasis?
No. What's happened?
So, unfortunately, Najib has suffered a great loss. Most of the town has left from a promise made by these water genasi, basically saying a sordid tune that certainly was not true to its message, and we believe that they're also being trapped in sort of this other dimension. So he is now alone, overseeing as the sort of sole one standing from the House of Lion.
Well, that sounds like a dreadful affair.
What we're saying is we don't want what happens at the Jamal Oasis to happen here at Raziz. We're looking to avoid that.
Well, I appreciate that. Those objects, though, as far as I can tell, they're pretty powerful, and not only that, but they seem to bring out the worst in people. I actually had to get them out of this village.
Ah.
Is that Beetle in the background?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, nothing. It just seems like, every person who's supposed to have one of these things just gives it away.
Where did you put them?
Oh, a very safe place indeed, but, I want to trust you, but I'm not entirely sure I can just disclose that information to a bunch of strangers that just walk into my village. Why should I,
I'm very trustworthy.
Is that right?
No.
Silence.
Charla.
Silence fills the tent.
Silence, you!
My parents have been taken. I would really like to find them, please.
Well, that sounds dreadful. Your friends here seem to have varying opinions about the matter.
It's a very
it's-
complicated situation.
Well, they don't know me very well.
Can you tell me more about the changes in behavior of when these pieces are collected?
It's hard to describe, really. It's just that the people who were watching over them, they kind of had the need to keep hold of them for themselves, and these fights started breaking out. Things got a little ugly, and people weren't quite themselves after some time. So as soon as I put them far away from this town, that feeling seemed to pass. Good riddance.
How far away did you put them?
Our cause is just. We are looking for these missing persons, and the only way that we can seem to figure out to release them from their other planner prison is to find these pieces and to reverse what was done.
She'll nod and she'll be considering all of this information as suddenly you all hear from outside this music begin to play. It sounds like several stringed instruments are starting to warm up. Oh, must be midday already.
What happens at midday?
And she'll look around and she'll say, well, I'm glad you asked that. We have some traditions here in Raziz, and most of them revolve around the great form of dance.
This is my moment.
Any of you fancy yourselves dancers?
I love a good dance. Tell me more about this ritual.
I love a good dance as well. In fact, I think it brings out the best in people. And I'd like you all to join me out there for this dance. It's not for the faint of heart. It definitely gets hot out there in the midday sun. But I'll tell you what, if your dancing is to my liking, perhaps I can give you more information about these objects.
If I may, in the practice of how I go about my religion, one of the most important things that we do at the end is to share a dance in honor of unity, in honor of coming together, in honor of community. So it would be a complete joy to take part in yours.
Fabulous. Well, maybe if things go well and issues get resolved on your end, you can teach us one of your dances sometime.
I think it sounds fun.
Deal.
All right then, come on.
It's time for the dance battle.
And she is going to hop out of the tent.
Are we all taking part in this?
As you ask that, it seems like everyone in the village drops what they're doing and makes their way somewhere into the great open area, as several musicians have indeed taken this kind of stage-like platform in the center. Young and old, strong and frail, all in the village begin making their way to the center area of Raziz as the band plays Spiritual Drone. The bows of the rababas, which is this desert string instrument, draw slowly across the strings to commence what certainly looks like an important dance. Each dancer begins by finding a space of their own and slowly drawing a circle around themselves in the sand with one leg outstretched, while the other slowly adjusts their weight and pivots their body in a circle. As each individual finds its own point of rotation, everyone crouches down as the intro of the music suddenly erupts into a high-energy symphony of strings, the bows now sawing rapidly, fiery like the desert. A wave of percussion and vocal chanting crashes out with the new music. Bodies begin flinging themselves delicately and spinning in circles, whirling around themselves, toes and ankles twisting into the sand as the desert garbs billow out from their bodies. Still spinning, everyone gradually rearranges themselves. Their positions shift with the sand. The harmonic rotation suddenly switches directions, and dancers thrust themselves back on their axes. And now groups begin forming. A revolution of 5 or 6 dancers moves around a single point, a soul dancer who spins in contrary motion to those who dash and wind around them. The spinning desert fabrics blow gusts of winds out so strongly that the stench of the city, if but only for a moment, is pushed out gently. So I will ask each of you if you wish to participate and how, and then it'll be a series of skills challenges, and it'll depend on what you would like to do. Who would like to be first to act?
I mean, Selene's been actively taking off her plate armor the minute she saw this happening. And it's definitely going to jump in.
Excellent. To me, this seems like you've anticipated this. You feel at home. This is obviously a new dance, but you are a dancer and a performer, and one who likes to observe new people and new cultures. So why don't you make a performance check to see how well you keep up with all of this motion without much instruction.
Come on, Bard. Also, for just flavor, no matter how this goes, I think what's going to be cool is underneath the plate armor or the half plate is definitely like the inverse of what the desert folk are wearing as far as like the colors. They're probably like very fiery, very sun oriented. Mine are very like silvery, and purples and blues very moon.
Cool.
So it's a very fun sort of contrast. Yeah. 21.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is my shit.
Absolutely, Selene. You are confident as soon as you step foot out that you think you can join in. And you do. You find yourself part of one of these groups rotating around, even for a moment, as you find yourself as that center person. And folks sort of rotate around you. And you can kind of tell that this dance is meant to mimic rotation around the sun. These desert people, this, probably is derived from worship of Kor and the sun. And you feel yourself as that center point.
If I may, I'd love to take the chance while I'm in the center, because I kept my long sword sort of central to the dance. I'd love to be doing the thing that I do where I'm dancing on top of the hilt, and to cast some Eliestri's Moonfire, but in honor of, like, what they're trying to do, in honor of community, and how I think Eliestri would honor that. It's going to be sort of the sun and, like, moon vibes over me as I'm the center person, and it'll dispel.
Excellent. You will pass this skills challenge, certainly, and you will feel the sweat dripping off of you. Perhaps some of the anxiety about recent events, at least for a moment, leaves you as you're in this ecstatic moment of dance, and certainly acceptance by those who are dancing with you.
Like your moves, girl.
Strong start. Who's next?
Reggie will do it.
All right. So, Reggie, if you'd like to, you could call it a performance. If you'd rather roll something like a athletics, it certainly could constitute as that.
Oh.
So it's your choice what skill you want to use to dance.
Reggie has a +6 to performance, so let's do performance as well. 14.
Okay, a 14 is certainly a pass. Perhaps you're not quite as nimble as...
He's still wearing his armor, so...
With your armor on, it's particularly impressive. As the sun is beating down, you get warm and sweaty right away, but perhaps because of the frustration that's been pent up inside you, you just feel totally committed to giving in physically to this dance.
You said that they, like, kind of worship Kor and the sun, and he just got a blade of Kor.
Yeah.
So can he, like, whip it out and, like, do some sort of, like... you know, sword. It's very like a ceremony, like the gavotte. It's very like a courtly dance.
Right, yeah.
But it's like a courtly dance, like with his sword. So it's kind of like shooting light around.
Absolutely. Maybe first you see Selene doing something similar and you're inspired to use your weapon.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, this must be what people do here, so I'm going to do it as well.
Yeah, and of course every step is knightly and well rehearsed like the noble young gentleman you are.
You're doing a lunge every time you move.
You dance well. What do other folks do?
I feel like Gilbert is very excited, but has no idea what he's doing, and also has no idea what his body is supposed to do. So he's like,
"Well, you're a 13-year-old boy."
Yeah.
I feel like he's attempting to do the dance, but something completely like off the handle, accidentally.
Nice.
Okay, so you're definitely attempting to join in the dance. You're an awkward teenager, physically at heart a little of both.
You clap on the downbeat.
Yes, yeah, definitely not clapping on the right beat.
Sure. So would you call this a performance check as well?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
It's a 9.
Yeah, with a 9, Gilbert, your heart is certainly in it, but you immediately just cannot keep up with the spinning, the twirling. It's clearly, it's so physically demanding and requires so much coordination that an awkward teenager has trouble with this if they're not used to this kind of gesture. So you try to spin wildly, but the heat of the sun and the complexity of the moves work against you, and you will suffer a level of exhaustion.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, BB.
Oh, my goodness.
I will also join in the dance.
All right. Is this a performance roll from you then, Kai?
Performance, yes.
Okay.
All right, that's a 12.
A 12 is just enough.
Nice.
You certainly look awkward, but at least committed enough, and you keep up with the dance, and you're sweating and exhausted as well, and perhaps you catch eyes with some of the other people who are a little bit more successful at this, and you are able to just barely keep up, and you feel like you have indeed succeeded.
I'm inspired by my friends. I'm just here to have fun.
Oh my God, so cute.
All right, who's left?
I'm gonna also do a performance.
Yeah, with an 11, unfortunately, Charla. You're trying to maybe prove yourself trustworthy once again, but this just, it's too much for you to keep up with right away.
Yeah.
You also get exhausted, suffer a level of exhaustion as the sun beats down and you don't quite keep up with the footwork of this.
Yeah.
You're not feeling at your peak performance today.
No, I should have done an acrobatics check and done something different to stand out from the crowd.
And finally, Beetle.
Beetle?
So I think Beetle has never really seen anything like this. He doesn't really understand it. He's like this sort of communal movement.
Community.
It doesn't make any sense to him. But as his friends start going into this circle and he sees these patterns. I think maybe he scrambles up like a pole or something so he can get like a little bit more of like a bird's eye view as he sees these groups form. And then like, Selene goes off on her own and Reggie's off on his own and all of these sort of shapes. I think all of a sudden maybe something happens where in his mind, they look like stars. They look like constellations. And there's just something, that kind of weirdly snaps into place for him. And so he is going to not necessarily join the dance because I don't think he feels like a part of that. That sort of community doesn't make any sense to him, but he is going to like stand on the edge of like this big rotating circle. Like he'll draw his own little circle and then he's going to mold earth and have a bunch of like dancing lights, colors appear on the dirt beneath his feet. And he's going to kind of like hop around them and like maybe stamp some out like and then dance around the others as he sort of makes this like color show beneath his feet, kind of mimicking the movement in front of him.
Okay, sure. What check would that be? An Arcana maybe? Just because you're making like things with this cantrip to do something magical? Or would it be a performance because it is a display of sorts?
I was thinking nature because he's trying to like mimic the star movement and his friends.
Sure. Okay, then make a nature check.
That is a 14.
Yeah, so even though you don't feel like you're part of necessarily what's happening in the middle, you feel some sort of resonance with this ritual, and in your own little corner, in your own little room, you do your own Beetle thing.
I can be anything I want to be.
In your little stim corner, right, you have your own experience,
exactly.
And it certainly feels like you're participating in your own way. Yeah, you also pass. Excellent. So as the dance comes to an end, the music will sort of suddenly stop, and people will fall over exhausted for a moment, and then after collecting themselves, form over at these wells to get some drinks of water, and then they'll gradually go back to their business. And Nadia will, of course, approach you and say, not half bad. Actually, precisely half bad, if my calculations are correct. However, I saw your enthusiasm out there, and that means a great deal. For first-timers, it can be a bit tricky. Are you all right there? And she'll turn to some of you who are like suffering from the exhaustion. Okay, so I guess 4 of you did pass, right? So it wasn't even half bad. It was more good than bad.
Yeah, it's just me and Gilbert.
Wonderful. Good enough for me. I've seen what I need to see, and I'm sure there's a lot of complicated drama going on behind the scenes here. I can sense the tension, but I certainly trust you enough to tell you what I did with those pieces.
Thank you.
Bless.
Thank you.
Gilbert just lying on his back with his thumbs up.
Get that boy some water.
Great. Thank you so much.
Kai grabs the cup, goes over to Gilbert.
We'll do that.
Hands up the cup.
One of those dealies I gave to a powerful spirit, a ghost who dwells in the burning pools to the northwest. She is an eccentric spirit, to say the least. She'll ask something of you, something in particular. She will actually ask you to cook for her. So I hope you're prepared to do that.
Cook. Billowby?
Billowby makes great mushrooms.
The other dealie I gave to a trusted friend, one whom I knew would not so easily give in to the power of such trinkets, as this friend of mine is a collector of bits and baubles and a scavenger of magical things and secret treasures. My friend Reuben keeps to himself when he's not searching for objects or trading here in town. He lives in a hut just outside the Bishop's Teeth to the southwest.
Head to the tea.
I would, and she'll lean a little bit, and maybe in a slightly less loud voice, she'll be like, I'd be careful, though. Some of the more superstitious townsfolk have stayed away from the Bishop's Teeth lately. Say they've been glowing red from far away. Not sure why, but we often take things like that as a bad omen here.
Yes.
And that means that's exactly where we should go.
Well, that's all great. Thank you.
This is absolutely the most helpful information. Thank you so much. Well, the good news is we know the location of our next retrievals.
We did a great job today, you guys.
We didn't get killed.
Yeah, none of us died.
So great. We didn't get killed.
That is a plus.
Is there like a market of some sort of, market or merchants that we could also see potentially to, I don't know, grab supplies or something?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is a functioning village. It functions mainly on trade.
A shopping episode.
You know, it's very central in the desert, so there are stalls and stores and things.
Is it alright if we talk somewhere in private, being that we have very sensitive information to share with you?
Well, I suppose so. If you'd like, we can go back in my hut.
Yes, that'd be great.
I was just preparing that lunch. I can't remember if we actually sat down and ate it, but there should be some food in there if any of you are hungry.
Did we eat? I forget.
I don't think so.
I think Kai's belly just goes...
Is there pie?
Pie? Well, let me roll for it.
What would that be?
We have, sort of desert pear... It's like a sweet pear bread.
Can I try to make pie?
You fancy yourself a baker, do you?
Yeah!
By all means.
This kid is full of surprises.
Every day is a surprise.
Truly.
Would that be history?
You don't have any materials, you don't have any supplies, right? How would you go about doing it?
Just kind of try to throw things together and see what happens, like throwing shit at a wall.
Well, throwing shit at a wall would be an attack roll.
Pie comes out of nowhere.
How about a survival? Because you're trying to put things together to try to make something with limited resources.
Nat 20!
Hey, yeah.
Gilbert is the pie savant. Ever since his intro, he's just been the pie king.
It's true. He's been jonesing for pie for a long time.
He really has.
Yeah!
There's one thing I know about Gilbert. He likes pie.
It might take a little bit of time, Gilbert, but if you go around to some of the different vendors here, maybe you do see a combination of ingredients that no one has thought to combine before. And maybe there are, just enough small, kind of sour berries that can be extracted from desert plants. Find enough. Maybe you even go on the outskirts of town a little bit and find a little extra and scavenge. And you do come back with enough ingredients to bake a nice desert berry pie. You can start that process of baking it, and the smell will start to fill her hut. She has a little oven in there, and it perhaps even reminds you a bit of home and your mother, how she would bake pies from the berries you had picked. And you've done an excellent job, and everyone can smell this nice pie smell against the smell of this town, and reminds everyone perhaps a bit of a nicer time.
And Gilbert just finds an apron somewhere, and it's just like rolling pin, just like the dumbest smile on his face.
So Nadia, for our next passage, what would you suggest that we go to? The Teeth or the Burning Pools?
I don't know. I mean, sounds like both are rather important. It is my friend down at the Teeth, and if you say that I sent you, I'm sure he'll be happy to assist with you. Whereas at the Burning Pools, perhaps I told you a bit about Natifa. She's the ghost who dwells there, and she's she can be a bit stubborn. Speaking of this wonderful pie, I think she enjoys good cooking.
I'm ready. If there's one thing I'm confident in, it's pie.
But it sounds like there are dangers out in this desert that I'm not aware of. So. Perhaps my knowledge of precisely what these tasks would entail is not the most useful.
Is there anyone that we can go to for advice or for how we can navigate the desert safely, as well as whatever challenges that we may meet, that they have more information, like the information you provided about the ghost of the burning pools?
Kai, I think you have to start trusting in your instincts and your knowledge to see us through these times, because there is no way we could prepare for this. We are as prepared as we possibly can, and we just have to do it.
Captain, of course you're right. In fact, it's my ever searching for knowledge for more information that has driven me to a lot of things in my life. And you're right, I am paralyzed to action sometimes. But you are correct. I think we have accessible information. The only thing that we don't have is rest. Some of us are exhausted from the dancing earlier.
And I'm pushing through!
But I've definitely succumbed to...
Oh, wait, Gilbert.
Oh, I have to...
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Okay,
you have to roll again.
It starts off perfect, and then you forget about it, and it burns.
Let's see what your second roll says.
Oh sorry, Gil.
A 7.
Oh, no!
Suddenly,
the perfect pie!
Everyone starts to smell something. Oh, is something burning in here?
Oh, crud! No, not the pie!
That's just hateful.
Gilbert straight up forgot to put it in a tin. Formed it in a pie, melted berries all over the oven.
Oh, you've made a bit of a mess in there, haven't you?
I'm sorry, I'll clean it once it cools off. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I cast Prestidigitation.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that. Good as new. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Anything to thank you for your hospitality, which we may need a hut to sleep for the night. Kai, lifts his robes, and you see, his bandages and basically the healing that Selene did, but it still looks pretty bad. I've taken a hit once or twice, and unfortunately I'm not as dexterous or hard as some of our friends, and I do need some rest. I don't know about anybody else, but I would love to stay here for the night.
Rest could be good.
If that is okay with you, Nadia.
Well, certainly you're welcome here as long as you'd like. We can arrange, we have guest quarters and things of that nature for travellers. We probably could get a couple rooms if you don't mind sharing.
That would be lovely if you could show us the way.
Certainly. She'll walk you over sort of like this larger building on the eastern side of camp, which looks like the kind of place where lots of maybe your camels are even tied up near there, sort of the stables are by there. That's where a lot of people come in and out of town. Looks like there are indeed 3 rooms available.
Well, it's still the afternoon. Are we just going to bed? Are we going to bed and then traveling at night?
I'm going shopping.
Right, yeah.
I will accompany you on the shopping trip.
Milady Charla. He kneels down and proffers his hand.
That's a little excessive.
Would you do me the honor of accompanying me to a tea house?
Ooh.
For tea?
Yes. Oh, I feel like we need to have a discussion.
There we go.
You're in trouble.
Our head security lead will take care of you.
I will happily answer any questions that you have if I can remember the answers.
Why, thank you. And he offers his arm, in a very courtly, awkward gesture where
so
he's
low.
But you're so much taller than me, and I'm just
put your arm in front of him.
I feel like Kai and Selene are just watching this, and I just this is cute.
That's very cute, yeah.
He squats down to and he just is gonna walk in full plate mail, squatted down so she can
impressive.
Put her arm in front.
And Charla's just you're embarrassing me.
So we go off in tea house or
tea
bar
tent
or something.
Kaffee und Kuchen. Kaffee und Kuchen.
Split the party. Split.
We'll say probably
the
nearby,
party.
just above the sort of lodging structure. There's perhaps a restaurant and tea house, and you can either sit outside in the sun or inside there's some shade as well.
I forgot my sunscreen. We're sitting inside.
What's the restaurant called?
Sands and Things.
It is called
Tony's Tea House.
Riz Tea.
The Sands of Tea Time.
Ooh.
Right.
The Sands of Tea Time.
That.
I like that.
Sure, the Sands of Tea Time is the name of this establishment.
Brilliant.
STT, baby.
Brilliant.
Prince of Persia, The Sands of Tea Time.
Exactly. That was
Starring Jake Gyllenhaal for some reason.
There's a big sign above the entrance where all the old ideas for names were crossed out, and that's the latest one.
Tony's Tea House did not make the cut.
Excellent.
Great, Gilbert. What do you want to do? Everyone's sort of going off.
Is Gilbert just crying over his pie?
No, Gilbert's over that now. The attention span on Gilbert is very, very, very short.
Right, like a sports player.
More like a poorly trained labradoodle.
Oh. Okay, that's a different energy.
That's so sad.
Also, that's every labradoodle. They are untrainable.
Gilbert's I'm missing some drip.
What?
I don't like that.
I didn't know that Gen Alpha or whatever existed in this universe.
Yeah, how dare you?
Get out of here.
Technically.
Get out of here.
I would love to go see if there's any trinkets or magical things to wear. I want to go antiquing.
Okay, New Englander.
All right, that sounds like you're on the shopping train then.
That's what Selene and I are doing.
All right, so it sounds like some folks are going to the tea house and some folks are going to sort of the bazaar shopping district. Beetle, where would you go?
I think he'll follow the stench of garbage and find the biggest trash pile and just see what's going on over there. So we don't have to get to him. He's just exploring.
Sure, there's plenty of trash piles to explore.
It's like he jumps in them like leaf piles.
We love that.
Take a running.
You don't want to follow me as I am the biggest trash pile around.
So, Reggie and Charla, you find a seat inside, and this A large Tauren man comes over with an apron on and says, "Welcome to Tony's Tea." Oh, wait. And goes outside and glances up at the sign. Comes back in. "My apologies. Welcome to the Sands of Time Tea Shop. What can I help you with this fine afternoon?"
Yes, may I have a green tea, perhaps? Do you have a green tea?
Oh, certainly. We have a very fine green tea that we import from across the Souk Bay. It's got sort of a minty flavor to it. Would you like some of that?
Ooh. Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you, good sir.
Yes. And how about you, ma'am?
It's the mint green tea from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, do you have, like, the watermelon mint tea from Trader Joe's?
Well, let me just check the supplies here. I'm afraid we're out of the watermelon. We do have...
Oh, that's just my luck.
Cactus pear mint tea. That's probably the most comparable.
Yeah, I want that one. That sounds great.
Very well. I will return with tea and some complimentary desert biscuits.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind.
Is that Tony?
Tony the Taurus?
Tony the Tauren.
I love him.
And he'll go into the back and have to duck so his horns don't, take out the top of the doorway.
Someone should just carve out horn holes for him.
Yeah, especially if it's Tony's tea house. Tony not build it?
Guys, he's been trying to think of a name for how many days?
Yeah, true.
It's true, he's distracted.
It's a lot of it in his mind.
I would say raising the ceilings is on the to-do list.
Okay.
It is.
Charla, thank you.
Oh, no.
Reggie is just kind of, in business mode, and he's, just looking at his hands. Perhaps reading off of a piece of paper that he wrote down all of his, the things that he needs to say.
We need to talk about your performance review.
A yellow legal pad.
Where's Charla's paper with all of the answers?
Charla, thank you for accompanying me to this tea parlor. I first would like to apologize for my behavior. It was very ungentlemanly of me to lose my temper. For that, I am filled with deep remorse and shame.
Don't worry about it. I've completely forgotten the entire...
I don't remember
Charla, always with some amnesia.
Second, as the, I guess, head of security or something, I would like to formally pardon you and forgive you for the betrayal. I have recently discovered that my family is not... They have not shown me what being a family means. And to have some part of you that you love so much that you're willing to protect them at all costs is another form of honor and loyalty. That being said, I need you to tell me what you have told them and shared with them, and I need your assurances that this will never happen again. Are you able to share?
My parents are still kidnapped, probably by Satara.
What did you tell Satara about our party?
I said nothing. I don't even think I told her where we were. But I don't think she knows where we are, where we're going, what we're looking for, because I didn't know and I still don't know.
Okay, I have 2 points to make.
Okay.
1, I do not think that she would have given your parents back if you provided her with any sort of information. She is not an honorable sort.
I gathered that much.
Second, I pledge, as my honor of the night, to release your parents. When I can.
What?
And here we have some nice biscuits for you.
Tony!
Oh, I'm sorry, am I interrupting something?
Oh, no.
A little bit.
No, you're absolutely fine, good sir. Thank you.
I'm not saying we're in the middle of anything, but a little
Here's
bit.
your peppermint pear tea.
This is most excellent. Thank you, sir.
Great recommendation on the tea.
Roll a history on the tea, Reggie.
Oh god, I thought you were gonna be Constitution. It was gonna be poisoned.
4.
Oh.
It's quite nice.
Okay.
That's a nat 1.
Yeah, that's a nat 1.
Yes, it is.
But it's very hot and perhaps burns your tongue.
It's just I can't taste anything for 3 days
This
now.
is very nice. Thank you.
Oh, I need
Okay.
more of lispy Reggie.
I went biscuit first.
Here, have a biscuit. Milady, the tea is very hot.
Is it a strawberry biscuit?
I, as a person who exists on the planet, knew that the tea would be hot, so I took a biscuit first.
That is very wise. I
don't even need an insight check. Don't even need a history check.
We broke Allie.
I don't know why this is so funny.
So, we will pick up with the three who are just going into that little shopping area, which is Kai, Selene, and Gilbert. Like I said, it's kind of like a bazaar, like a series of different stalls and tents and things. And it's fairly busy. It's not remarkable. Those of you who have spent time in any city, this does not compare. But you can probably find a lot of basic things and maybe some exotic things if you did some digging around.
I'm just picturing the Geruda Desert Bazaar,
yes,
where like only women are allowed to go in Zelda, in Breath of the Wild. And it's just one street, but there's just different piles of look at this fruit, look at this thing.
And you have to dress up like a woman to get in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's such a great...
That's a great game.
Is there any street food?
So yeah, there are probably the street foods, certain, meats, small creatures that are roasted on sticks, lizards and things. There's lots of goats and furry, pack animals that are used both for, traveling and for mounts and also for food. And then lots of things used for the milk of those.
Ooh. Limited
plant life, but certainly some produce and things that are being prepared using those various ingredients to be sold, just ready to eat.
Can I just go buy, a lizard on a stick?
Yeah.
Great.
There's a little gnome who's just selling those.
Excuse me, Mr. Gnome, what's your name?
So inappropriate.
Hi, I'm Ricardo.
Hi, Ricardo.
Nice.
Hey, I'm Gilbert.
Hey, Gilbert, welcome to town.
I like your accent.
Thanks, you too.
These lizards here, how are they cooked? Are they is it some teriyaki business, or is there a special rub that you put on them?
My own secret blend of herbs and spices I can't disclose to you, but I can sell you a bottle of my of Ricardo's secret blend.
That's drugs, Gilbert. Don't do it.
I season them well and then roast them over an open flame.
Can I just have the lizard, please?
Absolutely. That'll be 1 copper.
All right. Can you break 1 gold?
Sure. Just give me a moment. He'll take him a moment to break such a large coin as that.
Break it in half.
That's a lot of currency to be. Exactly. Melt it down. Here you go. Here is that 9 silver and 9 copper change and 1 lizard on a stick, Ricardo's special blend.
Oh, thanks.
You got it.
Ooh, that's really tasty, Ricardo. That's a good special blend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My own recipe.
Have a good day.
Ricardo, you should be a radio DJ.
Yeah, for real.
You are wasted as a lizard on a stick provider.
I did that for many years, and my true calling is lizard roasting and seasoned blending.
This is Ricardo with D&D in the desert.
I go over where Gilbert with Ricardo and the lizards down. I will have 2 lizards, please.
Certainly, here you go. I'll take 2, a hand with 1 of each hand. That'll be 2 copper.
I hand him 2 copper.
Gilbert turns to Kai and I'm like, having Ricardo on the trail could be good, lizard all the time.
We are not taking poor Ricardo here on us to a trip of death and possibly our own destruction.
But lizards!
But that requires also finding and having a steady supply of lizard, which is separate from being able to cook the lizard very well.
Correct.
You mean we can't just Kai just can't prestidigitate those up? Is that not a thing?
That's not a thing.
Okay, gotcha.
There are limits.
Alright, let's go shopping! With a mouthful. Just let's go shopping!
All right.
In all of these scenes, perhaps through the window of the 2nd story tea shop, you just see Beetle jumping in piles of trash in the very far distance. It never focuses on him, but it's him. So yeah, through the bazaar as well, behind. It's kind of like a trampoline jumping, just in and out of the scene sometimes.
I had this great picture of just Beetle in the foreground, struggling in a garbage can, and both Selene and Kai are just looking over, and Kai's handing Selene the other lizard, and we're just staring at,
just watching,
we're just staring at Beetle.
The trash can falls over, and like a skittish feral alley cat, he kind of looks around and then runs into an alleyway.
I hand Kai 3 copper and say, "Okay, fair enough. He lasted less than 30 seconds. That's on me."
Thank you very much.
There's other stalls, things, lots of sort of desert garments, colors perhaps, little trinket shops and baubles.
I don't know about you, Kai, but I'm stressed at being the only person who's consistently able to sling health at people.
Any health potions or anything?
If we could find some health potions, I know that I'd be a real happy camper.
That is definitely on top of my shopping list.
Maybe with a roll of like an insight, perhaps, to see if you can like go around and ask the right people the right questions to know if you can find something of that caliber.
I got a 13 on insight.
Oh, I have a +8 to insight.
Oh, perfect.
I got like a 23.
Kai, perhaps you begin just politely asking people for health potions, out loud, and maybe get a lot of kind of strange looks. And maybe, Selene, you see the right vendor who's peddling the right kind of things, and you say something a little bit more street savvy, worldly, and that does get this particular young goblin woman with long braided hair to say,
well, yeah, sure, I got a health potion for you. You just gotta follow me back to the behind my more valuable things are sort of in the back of my stall here, if you want to come on back.
Yeah, happily. What's your name?
My name's Trixie.
Trixie. How'd you end up with such a cute name?
Oh, I guess Beatrice would be my full name, but I prefer the nickname.
Well, you can call me Selene or whatever else comes to mind.
Pleasure to meet you, Selene. And who's your handsome friend here?
Kai, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, well, you're most welcome. Sure, I have health potions. They're not cheap, though, as last time I checked.
How much for 3?
A potion of healing is usually 50 gold pieces. So I could do 3 for 120.
My deck of many illusions, am I able to cut the deck and sell individual cards?
What the fuck?
For a monetary price, or what's the vibe there?
Brilliant.
The deck itself is in a binder, like a collectible card binder with laminated pages.
Oh, like Pokemon cards.
You can peruse them and see all the art and keep them in nice condition. And if you want to choose one in particular, you may withdraw that.
Before you sell it, you should definitely check the, if it's super rare though.
Yeah, make sure it's not a shiny card.
Yeah, make sure it's not a shiny, yeah.
Make sure it's not a shiny card.
Well, if it would wet your whistle in any capacity, let's say we do something closer to 5 potions, but I do have a deck of illusions that I'd be happy to give maybe a card or two or a sheet or two from if we want to make some sort of equivalent exchange on top of some gold.
Let me peruse your collection.
Happily, yeah. And I'm gonna sit next to her and be like, if it's okay, I do need to stay near it the whole time, but I'm happy to guide you through my little...
Of course, right? I mean, you can trust me, but I understand valuables being exchanged.
We're at a pawn shop.
Celine does the sexy man lean over in the library when, they're both researching in the same book, and so she's reading over her shoulder.
Pointed look at Kai that says, stand in front of us, because I think she's more into you than she is to me.
And I take the I'm like, oh yeah, and then I just try to do some sexy pose that
is a roll. That has to be a roll.
That is a roll.
Performance, deception,
the performance, or just a straight charisma. See how your princeliest stand.
Ooh, that's an 18 for me.
I mean, we all know Kai is hot.
I got a +7 to persuasion.
Nice.
I got a 16 to performance if we're rolling for how sexy we look right now.
Yay!
We look pretty damn sexy.
That's not bad.
Gotta say.
That's respectable.
We have the elven blue steel going on. It's perfect.
Magnum. Dear God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm here for.
Yes. Holy moly.
You'll see her put on some nice gloves, the kind of thing you'd use to handle something you don't want to get fingerprints on or whatever, and she'll say,
may I?
And she'll ask to inspect some of them a little more closely.
But of course.
You'll see her pull out the Jack of Hearts, which is the image of a druid, the 9 of Hearts, which is a picture of an Etin, the Queen of Diamonds, which is a night hag.
Oh no.
The 2 of Diamonds, which is a kobold, the Ace of Clubs, which is an iron golem, and the Jack of Clubs, which is a berserker image.
Tag yourself, I'm the night hag.
She'll say, I probably could find use for these in my own collection. Perhaps, this plus 20 gold pieces, and we can part with 4 potions.
What if we made it 4 potions, and then do you have any, like, mystery bags?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
This is the problem about Selene running this, is that she is also a little bit chaotic.
That's perfect. I mean, that's great.
Kai's like, I have no idea what that means. Yeah, he's lawful good. So he has no idea what that means. He's like, mystery. That sounds peculiar.
Life is full of mystery.
We have small bottles of unidentified potions that sometimes we'll throw in with large purchases. I could include 2 of those, maybe.
What do these mystery potions' effects include?
Well, if I told you that, sweetheart, they wouldn't be a mystery now, would they?
Of course, you're right. And then Kai in the back of his head is just kind of like, I'm not sure about this.
Can I see the potions that you have? Like the health potions and just general potions?
Yeah, certainly. She'll kind of open, there's like a large wardrobe. It opens into multiple shelves that sort of cascade outward. Fairly well categorized, and then...
It's like the Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
The potion cabinet opening up.
Fuck yeah. Except those are not very well labeled.
No.
Healing potions, certainly top shelf. Some of these mystery potions she's talking about are kind of in a side drawer.
Like the junk drawer. There's also like a bunch of loose rubber bands and shit in there and just some tiny little vials clanking around.
Exactly.
Trixie, how do you come up with these mystery potions?
Most of them are not actually my own creation. I'm not much of an alchemist myself. I'm more of a redistributor, but
Who's your supplier? Where do you go in the desert for potions and such?
Are you a cop?
I'm not a cop.
Are you a knack? He's a knack.
Legally, you have to tell me.
You have to tell me if you're a cop. It's illegal to not tell me.
Well, some of these ones, I think my latest shipment was from this gentleman named Ruben who lives outside of town. He's likes to experiment with different things and.
Ah.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's very creative by nature and very curious. You know, he comes up with all sorts of odd things, but he's not much of a people person. I don't see him in town much.
A bit of a loner.
Can I do a subtle little arcana check just to make sure that these health potions look like actual health potions?
Yeah.
It's gonna be another 16.
Nice.
Yeah, you're confident that this is probably the best collection of potions you could hope to find in a town like this. You know, mysterious perhaps, and who knows the origin of all of them. Things are traded at market a lot. And
Heard. Celine's gonna say, honestly, it's not a bad deal. I don't think I can part with my sweet little hag simply because I have some people fucking with my little sister currently that I have had a lot of fantasies about how I want to deal with, and one of them does involve freaking them out with a night hag.
Oh!
I could maybe part with my 8 of clubs instead.
How about you roll a persuasion as the negotiations continue?
Can I assist on that?
How would you assist?
How would you assist, big boy?
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Just like touching her shoulder, like going over her shoulder, and I was like, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
You should just wink at Trixie.
Oh yeah, give her like a little wink.
I'm so glad I went for tea with Reggie.
You're welcome.
Gilbert's just thinking of all the weird things he's going to ask for in a second, so...
Oh no.
Did you roll a persuasion, Selene?
So it is a 27.
Woo!
Damn.
Mama!
Yeah, sure. Why not? You seem like good folks, and you rolled very well. So 20 gold, plus the ones listed, swapping out the 8 of clubs for your precious
the night hag.
Night hag, Queen of Diamonds. I can do 4 potions for that.
Deal. And you know what? Honestly, here's my extra question, Trixie. Are you mostly based here? Do you sell elsewhere? Like, where can I usually find you?
Yeah, this is the biggest village for a long ways around here. Sometimes I'm at the Jamal Oasis, but I live here. I do most of my business out of Raziz, yeah.
I'll give away the 20 gold pieces.
You are my purse, thank you.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. And
before we leave, quick question. Do you have anything that helps with reading?
Helps with reading in what way?
Oh, nice.
I just need to read quicker. I'm a slow reader. I'm not quick on the pickup. I'm a little like reading self-conscious.
Oh.
It's like just speed reading.
Maybe if you go over and ask at Ray's books and reading supplements, there might be something over there. But I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Let's go see Ray. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Come back anytime.
I guess we're off to Ray's books and reading supplements.
On our way to Ray's, how many mystery potions do we have, Ben?
I'll roll a d4. 2.
So maybe on the way there, and then for their first initial interaction, I'm going to be identifying the 2 mystery potions.
Using that spell, why don't you roll for me 2 D100s?
Hell yeah, I love D100s. Okay. First one is a 26, and then the second one is a 98.
Oh, what did we get?
What's going on?
Mischievous grin fills the DM's face.
The entire group chat fills with dread.
What's gonna happen?
What I miss? What happened?
What's gonna happen?
All right, so the 98 is a potion of night vision.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey!
It gives the user
That's useful.
an hour of basically basic night vision,
Cool.
if they do not have it already. The other one is a potion of hallucinatory dream making.
What?
Ooh.
No way.
Makes the user get lost in a hallucinatory dream world of their perfect dream. How fucking perfect is that?
That's so cool.
That's wild.
We
Yeah.
need to give that to Satara.
Raise.
So you walk over and you don't see anyone right away. You just see kind of like stacks of books piling high and not very organized, and maybe you hear a little bit of shuffling behind that pile.
Oh god. Gilbert slowly turning into Gene from Bob's Burgers.
Yay!
Ray! Hey Ray!
Oh, hold on one moment there, just a sec.
Oh, I love him.
And you hear like something crash behind the books, and maybe like a pile of them gets knocked over, and he'll eventually like awkwardly move a big like window out of the pile of books and stick his big bugbear face through his big nose and say, "Oh, hi there, I'm Ray. Welcome to Ray's Books and reading supplementary materials. What can I help you with, young man?"
Hi Ray, you're fun. I'm a slow reader. Do you have anything that would help me kind of get the Spark Notes issue of things, just speed things up a bit, you know?
Nice.
What is a spark note?
How about you do a roll for me, just to see if there's something like that in my supply, like a straight D20 roll.
1.
You got a natural 1.
Natural 1? Oh no! Phil.
The rolls have been so schizophrenic today.
Well, of course, I have these here magical glasses of fast reading I can part with for just, 3 gold pieces.
Can I do a perception to see if he's lying? If he's trying to sell me snake oil?
Sure.
Or insight.
Or insight? Insight.
Yeah, insight for sure.
So 11.
You don't know any better. You are excited to hear that he probably has exactly what you're looking for.
Wow, that's great! Here's 3 gold!
It is great! What a wonderful day for you it is!
I got this really long book that I'm trying to get through so I can learn things. I really like learning, and it's my favorite thing to do in the entire world, so this will help me a lot.
Fabulous! Well, yes it will.
Can I walk up to Ray and say, "May I see those glasses for maybe 1 second?"
Oh, well, I'm sort of in the middle of a sale right now, but perhaps if you have a higher bid.
Kai, could you check these out for me?
Thank you, Gilbert. Yes, I will check them out for you. May I?
Sure. How about you roll an Arcana?
They make you go blind.
That's going to be a dirty 20.
Ooh!
Coming in hot.
Ray.
These are copper frames. They don't even have lenses in them. They have no magical properties whatsoever.
Gilbert.
Sir, are you trying to rob this poor young man?
Maybe Gilbert just needed the placebo. Come on.
Sir, these glasses don't even have any lenses in them.
Gilbert.
They are but copper frames.
Well, I do apologize profusely. I suppose I've already sold my last pair of super fast reading glasses, and this I just mistakenly swapped for an old pair. So I do apologize. I'm afraid I'm out of stock on that particular item.
You charlatan!
We could report this to Nadi. She doesn't like liars or cheats.
No, please. No, there's no need for that. Listen, I don't have anything like that, but what else can I give you? I'll give you some free books. You look like the learned type.
You know what? How about some books on sorcery, and do you have any book on cultists or cults?
Ooh, Cult of Dendar, yeah.
Each of you can look for one particular category of book and roll a d20 just to see if it's in this stock here.
Like anything on the Cult of Loth, as well as like the religion so I have a better understanding of it.
I'm going to do the Cult of Dendar.
That's a 17.
I think you do find a book on gods and lots of history of their interrelationships, which Lolth has been a part of. It probably contains a lot of stories and information on a lot of different gods, including Eliestre, who's closely related to Lolth, Mistra, the mother of magic, who's related to all these folks in many ways, including is the mother of all of the 7 star sisters.
Right.
There's it's a nice high quality index of gods and things.
I feel like I've read the book before. I don't know.
Probably.
But I do skim through it to see if there's any chapter or anything on Lolth. Do I roll for looking through the book, or
you have read through it? This is probably the best book if you're trying to get something that specific in this collection. If you were to try to gain some new insight into what the follower of Lolth's plan might be, you might need to spend more time poring through these pages, reflecting, and you couldn't just do it here browsing in the bookstore.
I'll take it.
You skim it, you bought it.
And what did you roll, Gilbert?
I rolled an 8. Looking for, Dendar cultist books. And symbols of Dendar type thing.
Yeah, it looks like nothing that... it's a very secretive organization. None of their literature has made it to this remote bookstore. You perhaps see some symbols of snakes in a zoology section that gives you a little bit of a shudder at first. But nothing on Dendar or cultists of Akabar.
Gilbert says to Ray, well, with no filter, this is a waste of time.
All right, I understand. Now, take your book and get out of here.
You're very nice, not really.
Oh my god.
I need a drink. Do we need anything else in here? Are we good?
No.
We're done.
Great. Well, Ray, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. All right, excellent. So yeah, I guess we'll check in with tea time.
Tea time for tea.
Now, now once this has cooled down, this is actually very delicious tea. Would you like a sip?
No, thank you. I like my tea and not sharing germs.
Your loss. This is delicious.
Well, travelers, will there be anything else for you this afternoon?
I think I'm all right. What about...
Can I get a to-go cup for, some iced tea?
Ooh, excellent idea. I will also have a what did you call it? A to-go cup.
I can certainly provide a container. What I don't have in abundance out here in the desert is ice.
Fair.
You could wait for it to get to room temperature, or perhaps if you have magical means to...
I don't do magic. That means I have to learn things.
I am deeply unmagical. So... we'll just,
Beetle, overhearing this mundane conversation, will scurry up the side of the wall and pop his head in, and he's just gonna frostbite, there you go, enjoy, and then he's just gonna, Assassin's Creed backwards out of the window into a pile of trash.
Thank you, good sir. Excellent.
Beetle, my hero.
That brings us to the end of another eventful episode of The Stars of Huzuz, brought to you by the Troubadours. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.